talk about race. All right, so there's a new term that's been circulating around for a minute now called white privilege. And so I'd like to know, do you feel as though that that's a term made up by disgruntled black folks? Or do you believe that that is a real thing? All right, I'm gonna give you 15 seconds to gather your thoughts. That was a little deep, so. Time's up. All right, so we'll go, I don't know. You ready?
Toby's ready.
All right, Toby, let's go.
So my whole thing on it is it's just all about responsibility. I think some people just need to be able to look at it and accept that everything you want to say about white privilege is more prevalent in Asian society. I mean, Asians are less likely to experience crime. They're kicking ass in school.
So is white privilege real or something made up by
I think it's
disgruntled
just
black?
something
Made up by disgruntled black folks?
Yeah, I mean, you can say everyone has a certain privilege in some aspect, but it's just
Okay.
responsibility.
Okay, cool. That's how you feel.
Yeah, I've heard the white privilege thing a lot. Being white, I've heard it spoken to me a lot. I've been told that I have a lot of privilege, and like I'd be lying to myself if I didn't say that I was lucky growing up. Whether that's because I was white, I don't know, because I can't step out of my body and experience life through the lens of a black person or a person of color. So the idea of privilege, I know that I am privileged, but I don't think that that is necessarily because I'm white.
So do you believe that white privilege is a real thing or is a fiction?
I think
Figment of people's
white
imagination.
privilege, yeah, could be argued for. So yeah, I think it's a real thing.
Okay, David.
I think white privilege is very real, and I think it's alive today. And you know, people, when we talk about white privilege, let's remember like the history of America. Not only before 1960 were black people able, 1950s were able to go to school and get an education without, you know, being spit on.
Mm-hmm.
And when I hear like, let's make America great again, which era are we speaking about? Are you speaking about before 1920s when women couldn't vote?
Mm-hmm.
Are you speaking about before 1950s when black people were going to go to school and get an education?
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about before 2015 when gay people couldn't even get married?
Wow.
So when I hear white privilege, I hear, let's make America great again, let's make America racist again, let's make it sexist again. And when I hear about white privilege, I hear about the America that America used to be. And only people that agree with white privilege could represent that and agree with making America great again. White privilege is the privilege of being able to obtain things without having to worry about your sexual orientation or your race.
Okay.
Filling out an application without
Okay.
having to worry about being black.
Okay.
And it's like, that's why, different times, like, the white man this, white man that, and, throughout history, it has been proven to be a thing. Like what you were saying,
Okay.
it's very real.
Jason.
Okay. One is not new. That's the first thing. Okay, this shit been going on for a long time, just like David said. Okay, we sit back and we want to do all this bullshit responsibility. Reason why you don't understand, because you ain't been through what the fuck has been going on. You stepped in, 19 years. These motherfuckers have been there 50, 60 years. They done seen where you couldn't go into the front door. You had to go out the back door and get a meal.
Just because you was black.
Just because you black. That's right.
If I can understand.
Okay, wait.
Just because of that. So when you sit your ass up there, you talking about you don't understand white privilege. If my son step out the car, my son is 15. He step out the fucking car, same car you step out, he's not gonna get treated the same way you do.
Okay.
Dustin do, Edgar do, and he do.
Okay.
I gotta worry about him making home.
All right.
Just because of his skin tone.
Dustin.
In black folks we call it complexion for protection.
Okay, Dustin.
I think that it's kind of a 50-50 in all honesty, because you can go, it can be portrayed either way. It really depends on mentality and mindset. Yes, it just,
If you had to choose, which would you say?
I would probably lean more towards yes. It is because of the fact that, like everybody's been pointing out, that America in general was built on white man.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't built on a black man. It was built on a black man, but in
Black
the wrong
labor.
ways. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
But it was built in a completely wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the mentality was completely different back in the day, it would be a completely different subject now.
Mm. Good point.
Yeah, I absolutely do feel like,
it's a such thing as the white privilege. Let me initially start by saying slavery. Then after slavery, let me say segregation, the Jim Crow laws. Not only that, we still are facing current events, that where we face oppression, worrying about getting shot by the cops. You don't ever have to worry about that. My son,
Wait.
if I was to ever have a son, and he went to Kimball High, he would not get the same education as if your son, if he went to Highland Park High. And if you tell me yes, then you'd be lying.
Okay, let's open it up. So I know you have a lot to say.
About getting shot by the cops. You don't ever have to worry about that. My son,
Wait.
if I was to ever have a son,
Okay,
and he went to Kimball High, he would not get the same education as if your son, if he went to Highland Park High. And if you tell me yes, then you'd be lying.
Okay, let's open it up. So I know you have a lot to say because I'm sure you feel attacked, but I want you to have a voice. What do you have to say?
I want to say that if I can't understand black struggle, then you can't understand white upbringing. What I'm going to say is, when you want to say that it's more likely that a black man will be shot by a cop, it's if you took the amount of blacks killed in 1 year by other blacks, and you take the amount of blacks killed by cops in 1 year, and you multiply that by 40, then those are equal. It's not a problem of struggling. I mean, slavery,
We're
America.
talking about white privilege.
Yes,
Yeah.
when he brought up Make America Great Again, how it can be Make America Racist Again, the people focusing on race are the people that are chronic white privilege. Going back to America is when we were making it great again, was when we were an economic powerhouse, we were respected across the world, we had respect, we weren't pushed around. It's not going back to segregation. I mean, I heard, we all were talking about it earlier, Malcolm X was brought up, he was for he wanted segregation, he didn't want people to intermingle.
Yeah, the reason being is because when desegregation happened, that crippled the black man. We solely became the consumer. We consumed from you, your people. Y'all are the producer,
I want to point out
which is
something
what hurts us.
that you said about how our sons are, not about you, that said your son wouldn't be as safe as like my son. There was a gun memorial in Chicago, that's another story, but there's people were killed by guns, and there's people paying their respects. 6 people were killed by a drive-by shooter. And
Well, respectively, I do want to say that crime happens amongst communities. White people are among white people, so that's where the most crime happens because that's who you're around. Black people are around most black people, so it's going to be statistically given that it's going to be a black on black crime because that's who we hang around. So just by default, because we all hang in our own
all I'm gonna
circles,
say
the
is
crime's going to be higher.
I'll say one thing. I'll let you guys talk. I mean, you can argue that whites do this wrong, whites do this wrong.
But let's go back to
white
white privilege. White privilege.
Right.
White privilege.
I think it's a joke. It's a cop out.
Okay.
I mean, black.
Go ahead.
Oh, hell, this is my issue.
Go
People
ahead.
seem to forget the hundreds of years of oppression that black people have endured. That has affected their family's lineage. If my great-great-great-grandmother couldn't get educated, then her child can't get educated, then her child can't get educated, then her child. So that has affected us today because of that. Like, if we all stepped into America and had the same rights that we had, then there would be no such thing as white privilege.
Well,
but we didn't.
But then you're making the assumption that every white person had a great-great-grandmother who had the opportunity
Let him talk.
who had the opportunity to be educated. I mean, who's to say that my great-grandparents weren't dirt poor? I mean, you don't really know anything about my family when it comes down to it. So whenever I hear white privilege, I am white.
So do you think poor whites are equal as poor blacks? Is there equality between the two, or is there a
I don't
difference?
think race matters.
Yeah, whenever it comes to poverty, I don't think race matters.
So in today's society, I just want to say this, because y'all supposed to be funny today, but this one gets us. But I want to tell you something. There's a
13% of the
statistic that
population.
says it is easier for a white man with a felony record with no college degree to get a job than a black man with a clean record with a bachelor's degree. That's a statistic. That's real.
I'll tell you another real statistic. You all harp on the cop thing.
Oh,
Well, wait a second.
No, we're on
Wait a
white
second.
privilege. We're
Wait
not
a
getting
second.
off,
Let
we're
me-
not deviating.
Let me
White
actually,
privilege.
I'm gonna intertwine this really quick, just because we're talking about education in the past and the grandmothers and things like that. So my grandfather got killed, my father was 1. My dad never graduated from college. He dropped out. He was fast guy to Arkansas, dropped out. What happened was when he raised me and my brother, we grew up on the wrong side of the tracks. I always wanted to live like the white kids on the other side, right? So I grew up in a similar situation. But back to Toby talking about responsibility, I always had a burning desire to be somebody great with my life. So what happened was, even though I went to a minority school where it was all blacks, and out of the all blacks, I still graduated top 16 in my class out of 400 students. There was no other African American man that was in the top 10%, and it was an all black school. So here's the thing.
So
you know,
let me ask you this.
okay.
That was your experience.
Exactly.
We're talking about an experience for a
Sure.
whole group of people.
Sure, but
So I get it that you excel. I understand that, and I recognize
in
that.
the ideal of saying that something, white supremacy or white privilege,
Yeah.
I believe that in today's society, now yes, we have a past,
Mhm.
I get that, but in today's society, anyone that has the desire
Yeah.
can rise up.
Good
That's
stuff.
the point.
Right.
What about?
Check us out. We'll be here all night on this one. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. We gotta move on. Take us out, babe. All right, let's move on to politics. All right, so Trump had a huge percentage of women voters that helped put him into office. In spite of the fact that he has all of these lawsuits that are pending for sexual harassment, in spite of the Pussygate whole situation, it's Pussygate, grabbed by pussy. Yeah, in spite of all of these things, a large percentage of women helped put Trump in office. And I'm a little confused by that. So I'm wondering, why do you think women were able to overlook those issues and still vote for Trump?
Because he did America.
So we're gonna start with, I know you're chomping at the bit. So we're gonna start with Zach.
Okay, well, I mean, basically what he said is what he did to America. He grabbed it by the vagina. He grabbed it by the vagina. He grabbed it. He grabbed it. That's what you gotta do in this society, especially as a black man.
So why did you feel majority of the women voted him in spite of all of the allegations that are
Well, because
that are
women like
anti-women?
that. Women like that.
Okay,
Women
this is the
like
secret fish that women like a
women-
man that's
That's
by the pussy.
That's a front and up front. Now I'm not gonna say that they like somebody disrespectful because that was disrespectful. But women like somebody who's gonna
be
be
assertive,
Yeah,
grab my pussy.
absolutely.
Oh, right.
I mean, I don't necessarily mean just grab my pussy like just reach over there, grab my pussy right.
All right.
All right, so I'm not really sure because my only assumption is because Hillary has so much controversy behind her that they knew putting her in office would be a horrible thing.
Lesser of two evils?
Exactly. I think he was the less of two evils.
Oh, okay.
She might have been.
Okay. All right.
It was fucking stupid. That's what it was. I mean, to be honest, all these women going there talking about Hillary, these damn emails and bullshit like that, and what her husband did. All these motherfuckers had the same problems. They all got the same problems. And then you got a motherfucker get on there and they berate women, talk shit, talk about a motherfucker that's handicapped, and we vote his dumb ass in. It's pure stupidity. That's what it is. It's stupid motherfuckers.
So you think that women did it just because women are stupid?
No, I think
But
they
those
did,
women were
they
stupid.
did it to be anti-Hillary.
Yeah.
It wasn't, oh, he was a better vote. He wasn't a shit. He ain't shit. We should be embarrassed.
Okay.
Other countries are laughing at us.
All
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Well, you notice like it seems with most of the Hillary people, they were going for more Bernie, the Democrats, and so there was a huge split with that with Trump because Trump is going to take it and grab it by vagina or balls, whatever. And but essentially, we're a capitalistic society. We're not religion. America's not religion. We're capitalistic. I have a lot of friends that would disagree with us actually being that. But fortunately, Trump is all about he's capitalist business. Like
So
you got
women,
people like Bill Clinton and
he
sports
got a
like
large
that.
woman.
Yeah, even
majority
with women,
because-
the business aspect and go get it. Most actually about half and half of women are against him, because of his bigotry and nonsense like building a wall and whatnot. But definitely, with the business aspect, I want to see what he can do. With him doing this last bill, he's selling bills left and right, and with taking
tail off of what he said, I agree. I think the reason why he got majority of the women vote was because of Hillary. And I feel like if his candidate was not Hillary, then he wouldn't have got the majority of the women's vote. But we see in history, women, they are always against each other. I'm not going to say it's true, but we do see like women have a habit of not supporting other women. So they see Hillary, and I would speak to women and ask them why don't they like Hillary. They couldn't even give me a reason. Even though she's fighting for their rights, they just don't like Hillary. So we're going to go with Trump.
Wow.
And that was why I think he got majority of the women's vote.
Wow, okay, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was weird how hated Hillary was whenever you had a candidate as incompetent as Trump, and he really was incompetent. I really didn't understand it. I tried to understand why, and I don't know the exact numbers. I don't know like what percentage of the women actually voted for Donald Trump, but I think in large part it was due to
53% white women.
white women, exactly. So I think it was in large part due to the failure of Hillary supporters to go to the voting booths, because when it comes down to it, it's going to be the older conservative people, whether they be men or women, who are going to go to the voting booths.
Okay.
Like 80%, and I do mean it, like about 80% of Hillary supporters didn't vote, and 100% of Donald Trump voters early voted.
Okay.
And I think that's what it came down to.
Okay.
Is those are the people going to the polls.
Cornelius?
Yeah, I cannot really side on either or, because one of the things I discovered when I talked to a group of people is that a lot of reason why they voted, they didn't vote for Trump, they voted for the party. And they voted for, because if you guys understand politics, whoever won would have had opportunity to put the Supreme Court justices in office. And so when you have that majority, because Supreme Court justices, they ruled for about 30 years or so, presidents for 8 years. So they voted for what their belief system was. And so it just so happened that Trump was the guy, and many people disagreed with him, even Republicans, but it was about the Supreme Court justices.
Okay. Okay.
First off, I just want to say I can't wait till that wall's built in 2 years.
What you gonna do about the planes and the boats though?
That's
In the boats.
that's another
The
subject.
planes and the
Let him
boats.
finish. Go ahead.
We'll finish with California later. But I think one thing women voted for him is, I think you don't let an offhand comment years ago define you. I think what he said is bigger than that. It's like the Supreme Court is going to change history.
But it wasn't just an offhand comment. He's got allegations. He's got lawsuits that are pending against him for sexual harassment. So it's not just that.
He also had rape allegations that got dropped. I mean, people.
But he's got pending. He's got pending
Yeah, and
lawsuits.
There'll be a drop. It's
But
not
women
gonna-
didn't know that. They don't know how they're going to vote. They didn't know how that was going to turn out. So to say that, the last lawsuits or whatever were
That's not going to change the election. I mean, Hillary won 13.
clearly it didn't.
No, I mean, she won 13 of the 50 states. I mean, it's just not going to happen. She won with 3 million. She did win the popular vote with 3 million, but she won California by 4.5 million. I mean, that kind of skewers the poll a little bit. But I think women, it's just a bigger picture. It's about immigration. It's about how we're going to handle gun rights, how we're going to handle abortion. And most women just decided that with all of his faults, Trump was the better choice.
That's a fair assessment. Okay, so let's open it up. Let's open it
And
up.
let's make America great again.
Let's open it up and let's talk about it. So
I'm just gonna tell you something. All that is, the whole thing why Trump won was it was a New Year's Eve clause. There's people who practice driving drunk all year long. They drive tired. They drive sleep. So they are professional drunk, fucked up drivers. They can do that. On New Year's Eve, it's all the people that never go nowhere. They never do nothing. Those are people that have the wrecks and kill each other. So Trump is a professional liar. Been lying all he's good. He's good at it. So his campaign was better at lying because he had more practice. That's all it was. He did a better brainwashing job. That's all it is.
he's a politician.
No, he's
He
a politician.
participated in politics. He's a
Okay,
politician.
he won the politics.
Yeah. He's an official politician
Now
now.
he is.
Okay, but this is what that was what I was talking about. Is like everybody getting on Toby's back, and people who are jumping on people like Toby. That just fired them up to go to the polls. And that's the point I had earlier. Whenever you hear somebody say "Make America Great Again," your reaction shouldn't be "Shut up." It should be to understand
Why a
they're
person
saying
feels
that.
that way.
Because then you
Yeah,
can really
I
start
agree.
to learn and try to change
Okay,
them.
what the fuck do he know about Make America Great Again?
Well, that's what we need to learn.
I know that ain't even a question for you. It's a question for you.
What is he?
What the hell he know about Making America Great Again? This motherfucker been on Earth 19 years.
I don't know.
What is my age?
No, I want to.
Because you don't know shit yet. You don't know exactly the transgressions of what the politics make up, or you don't even understand what the civil rights movement been about. You just sit up there, walk up in here, and say any and every fucking
What he
thing.
said,
You
all
be chanting behind
That's
another
all that's
motherfucker.
making him
Well,
one
you're
That's
year
just
old.
basically being a cheerleader.
All you do is all is true, and that's why people like me got fired up Generation Z is
This
most
controversy.
First of all, it wasn't even your generation,
Okay,
it was uneducated
wait,
black
wait,
men
David,
between
David.
25 and
But
30.
this is,
Wait a minute,
I'm gonna
wait a
back
minute.
what he just said. He said we get fired up when we go in to vote. Exactly. You got fired up because of what they said. You didn't get fired up because of the
No, I got
nonsense that
fired up.
Trump
I
was
wanted
saying.
America to be
But
great.
you, but I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about majority of the Americans. They're ignorant to what is actually going on.
Ignorance of
They
what?
got fired up by the other parties, and that caused them to go to vote. Doesn't matter what Trump said.
So
Doesn't matter if
it's
you proved
emotional
all-
is what you're saying.
Exactly.
It's
It
an
doesn't matter
emotional
if you
vote.
proved all
It
that
wasn't
to
about
everybody.
right or
I'm
wrong,
fired,
it's
They're
just
still gonna vote
emotional.
right. It doesn't matter what racist remarks he says. They're still gonna vote.
But
for
we
him.
incited
That's
that
why.
emotion as Democrats.
How is America not
We
great?
decided-
How is America not great? This is what I want to
Wait,
know.
wait,
Make
wait a
Thank you. That's what I meant. How is it not great?
Can I speak?
Wait
Can I speak?
a minute.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Goodness. Anyways, how's America not great? We just got rid of our first black president of the United States of
That's
America
amazing.
era.
It's an amazing feat, but we're
I don't know if
24
you believe
millionaires.
that, but
I do believe that.
anyways, my whole point of saying that is that America is great.
Thank you.
Wow.
As far as warfare,
How?
we are technologically advanced. We're number one.
We've been
No.
for a while.
Number one. We're gonna stay number one. What are
I
you
hope
talking
so.
about?
We're gonna increase.
We're gonna stay number one. So how's America
We're
not
not-
great?
we're
Other
not-
than, hold
it's
on,
not
hold
Okay,
on.
wait a minute. Wait. Let's my answer have the floor.
So in other areas, when you look at the education system and where we all came from, you know, there are some things in the education system that needs to be turned around, okay, that needs to be fixed, and I'm sure you guys agree with that part as well. Then outside of that, understanding that most of the things in America that we buy as consumers, because we talked about that before, is not made here in America. And so looking at the trillions of dollars of debt that we have, we're trying to find a way to actually bring that down to be able to bring
Oh
the
my
powerhouse
Lord.
back to
I
America.
think that I'm gonna have to start having just a whole session on one subject, because I feel like I'm cheating everybody. I'm so sorry. We do have to wrap up. As much as I know everybody has an opinion, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, but we gotta go to the next subject, which actually is no subject. We gotta exit. Show's over.
So what about? As much as we all get together, we can't seem like we can right now. Everything I do is-
Roll cameras. Action.
I don't know where the time goes, because I had no idea that it was gonna go by so quickly. Wow, is all I can say. I want you to be on this panel. So we want you to go to roundtable.com if you want to be on the panel, if you have a voice, if you have something to say. Submit, and we may choose you to be on the next roundtable. Also, maybe you don't want to be on camera, maybe you just have an ideal subject. Go to roundtable.com and submit your topic, and we may use it, and if we do, we'll give you a shout out. In the meantime, it's okay to disagree. That's what I want to say. I want to leave you with that thought. It's okay to not agree with someone. But if we can just come together and agree to disagree, that's how we can make America great again. So keep that in mind, all right? So until then, check out your girl on SoundCloud, on Facebook, Kelly AKATA1, and support me. And in the meantime, enjoy my song. What's the name of my song? Bad Mother. Hey!
That's why we